language learners, intermediate, upper intermediate level. There are lots of these kinds of quizzes on the internet. I remember taking one when I was little that sort of tells you your perception of life and death and all sorts of things. So, they're fun because they get your students. It's linguistic, but you get them thinking. So let's look at our 8 different intelligences and think about which did we touch upon when we did this example. So what about visual spatial?
No.
But you have to imagine the picture.
I would say, yeah. I would say that in a very broad sense, yes, because you do imagine what this thing looks like. You have an image in your mind. What about linguistic? Yes. Body kinesthetic, were you actually moving at any time? No. Imagining moving is different than actually moving. What about logical mathematical? To some extent, I think you could make an argument for it. Somebody said because of the roses, you had to do math, right? But I think more than that, you're following a story, you're following a logical sequence of events. So I'm going to say yes. What about musical?
Music.
Not really. Interpersonal. But in this activity, did you work with anybody else? With a teacher. What about intrapersonal?
Yeah. You have to look this way.
Yeah. And natural?
I would
say yeah. Again, it's the same as it's visual spatial. You can actually. Okay, I'm going to give it a little
small one.
A small one. How could we make it more interpersonal? If we wanted to add interpersonal into this mix.
Pair work.
Pair work, exactly. Students can interview each other. They can compare their answers afterwards. So yeah, it's a pretty easy to, you can incorporate this intelligence into it. We didn't in this example, but you could do it. You could do it. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different intelligences in one activity. It's pretty good. All right, we have one more activity. For this, you'll need just a piece of paper, a small piece of paper, something to write on. I'm going to play some... No, that's too small. I'm going to play you 7 sounds. Your job will be to try to identify what the sounds are. Write it down. Don't shout it out. Don't say anything. Just write down what you think. We'll play them a couple of times. Some of them are strange. All right, so that's the first step. We're just going to listen, and you're going to write down what you think it is. But we'll play each. We'll go through it twice. Okay? All right, are you ready? Do you have your ears on? Okay, here comes number 1. Maybe. Okay. Number 2. Okay. Number 3. Number 4. Okay. We'll go through them all again, no worries. So number 5. All right, number 6. And number 7. So, we'll go through them again? No? Okay. Then just turn to the person next to you and see if you have the same answers for what you think the sounds are.